Today we're going to be showing you how I made this photo of me, that is me, for free, using nothing but my phone camera and an old green screen I had lying around, which you don't need, to be fair. And yeah, that there is from an iPhone. Madness, right? I'm basically a perfectionist who strives to get my stream looking as perfect or as professional as possible, but I don't have the money to spend on people designing me streams, all these like packages, and hopefully along this whole series I can help you upgrade your stream. Okay, I said you don't need no software. Essentially it's Photoshop, but it's not, it's in browser. So we head over to our browser here, and we want to go on photopea.com. It's essentially Photoshop, but in a browser form, so no downloads. The features are pretty good. If you have Photoshop, you can follow along this in Photoshop. By all means, you'll probably get better results in Photoshop. So if we open our file, which is this one, and we get this, I mean the layout's pretty much like Photoshop if you've ever used it before. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna got our layer here. We're gonna select Magic Cut, and what this is gonna do, it's gonna save a lot of time, and it cuts out most of it for us, right? So what we want to do is go zoom. The bits that are still green, just going to zoom in. All these green bits, we're going to reduce the size of the brush. We're going to basically take this lot out, right? Because the green bits will be kept. And then we're going to go red. So anything we paint red, we'll say get that out of here. Colour this in. So right, we don't want that bit. Or that bit. Right. So what you do is you paint the red, and it tells you, right, I don't want this bit. You don't have to be precise. I mean, it works out pretty much for you. There you go. Same up here. But you do have to remove. You don't have to remove the green in most cases. Right. And then we go red. Right. We don't want this bit either. Lovely. So if you do the same for these bits, red, smaller brush. You click your middle mouse wheel, you can move this over. Right, once you've done that and you've got it all cut out as much as you want to, I mean you can, if you want to spend a bit more time, you can then zoom the image in. What I like to do is, I like to put it on a black background. Right, you can see here. So what we're going to do is get the rubber tool, the eraser tool, scale it down to about this small, and you can just go, select our main layer, just go through and take away like all the, not too much because you'll ruin the image, but just take away these green bits. That's done there. Right, now what you're gonna go do, you're gonna go filter, let's remove this, go filter, image, adjustments, selective color. I'm gonna go along and set the green and just take out, go in and select green, and we just want to move that towards magenta. You see how we move it away from magenta and it gets more green? You want to move that along that way. We'll actually go absolute, and we just, those greens have just almost gone now, you see that? So now we have our cutout of our image, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to... Sorry, the sun's on my screen. Can't see anything. Right, we've selected our outline. I like to just copy this and then paste it. The reason for that is if we have any green left on the outside, that will be gone. Okay, do that copy, copy, paste. There you go. Right, we're going to hide that one for now. Right, so what we do here is we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go into the face. I'm going to get a healing tool. Press Alt on a piece of skin nearby, and we're going to copy it over there. See how we're getting rid of any sort of like dimples, or I like to keep a couple of my sort of moles that make me essentially, because if you start messing around too much, you end up not looking like you, if that makes sense. If there are any spots or any imperfections in your face you don't really like, we can change. We're going to zoom out, back out, filter, other, high pass. And we're just going to go for like 3 pixels. We're going to go overlay, Control I, and that's made that blurry, right? So this is what we're going to use for our sort of airbrush technique. So we're going to zoom back in. And we want to create our layer mask. So now we've got our layer mask. We want to go ahead and get the white, and then we just pick a nice brush size, turn the hardness all the way down so it's a bit softer, you know. And we're just gonna go over. Go over with the sort of airbrush to wherever we like. See, this is doing it in the mask, so basically everything we paint white is just going to let the layer come through. So what we want to do is change the size of the brush depending on the area. You can zoom in if you want a bit more detail. Try not to get any of the main detail. Don't really want to lose any of the hairs around the eyebrows. Don't really want to lose the hair either. So you still got to keep some detail in here. You know, we can change that later anyway. You just get the majority of it. Do the neck. Try not to blur those beard hairs if you've got a beard like me. Right, so that's done. And now we can come out and you see like the difference. Do the arms also, just to make them a bit more smoother skin. I mean, you can change the opacity to this depending on how much airbrush you like. Say probably about that much. But if you notice what that's done, that's given it kind of like a blur effect, right? It's kind of blurred my skin. So what I always like to do after I've done this, I like to go on our main image. I like to go image, adjustments. No, we're going to go filter, sharpen, and I like to sharpen this. And it just brings back the sharpness. You see the skin's still smooth, but it's not blurry anymore. We can turn this up to 100%. And if you really want to, you could sharpen once more, you know? So that's given us a much sharper image already. But our skin is still smooth, right? Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to concentrate on the eyes for now. We go back onto our main layout, zoom into our eyes. Just use this tool here to get around the eyes. If you press shift, you can add two at the same time. And what we're going to do is we're just going to copy, paste. Right, so now we have our eyes. And what we're going to do here is going to go image, adjustments, brightness and contrast. And we're just going to bring those eyes so they pop out a little bit. I mean, you can also go into hue saturation and just colorize, and you can change the color to whatever you please if you really want some popping blue eyes there. I mean, that's a bit much for me, but there we go. My eyes are now blue. So next on there, we're going to go above. We're going to go new adjustment layer. We're going to go curves. Just going to drop these shadows like this. I mean, I don't know why. Let's just go back to normal. Right, curves down here. Just drop the shadows. Sort of want like an S. Select our main layer, filter, camera raw, and we can just change our light saturation. Just give it a bit of oomph. Contrast. Exposure. Vibrance. Use vibrance or saturation. I like to use saturation. Okay. Right, now we have a pretty cool image, right? So, what I also like to do here, we zoom in. I'd probably say the curves are too much, to be fair. Right. So if we go back here, what I like to do is just duplicate that one more time. Now I like to get the burn tool and just go in on my beard. Nothing major, you know. Just give it a bit of a, just darken up the darker areas to make it look like my beard's got a bit more oomph to it. And we'll also darken up that. And get rid of that green as well around the beard. That's rather annoying. Right, now we go back to our main layer, we go blending options, we're gonna go for an outer glow, just make it black. We can just boost the size of that a little bit. Right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open a new image, and I've just got this, which is my logo and a background I've just made. Or if we just export this as PNG, that will give you the transparent background. Save it. You see it, because this was taken with my iPhone, it's 3000 by 3000, so it's quite a big image, which is good, because when it comes to using it for like 4K images or 1080p, it's all good. Scales down nicely as well. And what we're going to do is I've saved this. When you save from here, it all saves to the download folders. So we just drag that in, and there we go. So that's something you can make. I mean, you want to spend more time essentially on making sure that you get as much green. I mean, you don't have to use a green screen, by the way. So that's the exact process. I was just showing you like as quick as I could, because I want you to get going and making your own content and upgrading your stream like as fast as you can. They were literally the only steps I took. Like, I might have taken a bit more time getting the greens gone and cutting out and rubbering out all the greens I could get rid of. Tweaked around with the value of the high pass, just seeing what works for me, more or less, sharpen more or less, and then just go into that camera raw, or go into your brightness or your curves level, and sort of try and get that as good as you can get it. But they were the only steps I took. I didn't do anything more in this photo you see here. I did no more than what I just showed you. The exact same steps. I might have tweaked them a little bit different and took more time than what I've just shown you here, but these are the results I got out of just those techniques. Free to use software. It's not even software, it's in the bloody browser. But yeah, if you want to give me a thumbs up, that'll help get more people looking at this. Give us a subscribe, and then you'll see any more videos that are coming along in this series where I show you how to get a much better stream using free software, budget equipment, and just a bit of time and research on what I've done to get this stream the best I can. No one else, just me. And you. Thanks guys. If you give it a like, appreciate it. If you want to come check out my stream and the things I've got going on in it, I stream weekdays from 8 PM over on Twitch at twitch.tv/BenjiGod. GMT time, so London time. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys.